What other challenges are you holding on to that you want to get rid of?
The fear of not accomplishing what you want, like being enough for other people and yourself.
How do you know what enough is?
I don't.
So how can you do that?
Well, how do you stop fixing? Like when you think that if the result comes out positive, then that's enough in that situation, but it doesn't seem that you ever get to that point.
What do you have to fix?
My son's health, or a relationship, or like that.
Okay, so if you're doing everything in your power on a normal basis to take care of your son, is there anything else you can do?
No.
Okay, so worrying about it, what does that do for you?
Nothing.
Do you think that you're not doing enough for him right now?
At this moment, no, I don't think I'm doing enough. No.
Okay, and what else would you need to do to feel like you're doing enough?
Set up a structure so that others can take care of him when I'm not there.
Okay, and how long would that take for you to do?
I probably won't get to a point that's satisfactory.
Okay, so how does it serve you to feel bad about? How does that serve you to set expectations that you can never reach?
It doesn't serve at all. It's very detrimental.
No, it's serving you. I know it doesn't serve you well, but how is it serving you? What does it give you to feel bad? Because it gives you something.
It limits me tremendously.
Yeah, and then when you're limited tremendously, what does it give you an excuse not to do?
Improve myself.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Be there and help them and others.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I can't be happy and rejoice and celebrate progress, you know.
Okay, so it gives you an excuse not to be happy.
Exactly.
Okay, so how's that working?
Not well.
Okay, and you're so beautiful, and you're always smiling whenever everybody sees you, whenever I see you.
I'm the same as Tahita.
It's nice to bond, huh?
That's brilliant. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what would be a better plan for you?
To be able to feed on my own happiness rather than trying to create happiness in other people and just take those small doses of happiness and living through others.
Yeah. Can you make other people happy?
I think I do, but it's in such small, it's never enough.
Who makes you happy?
I don't allow that.
So you don't even know how or allow anybody to make you happy, including yourself. So if you can't make you happy, how do you think you have the powers to make other people happy?
I guess I've just conditioned myself, and it's only strangers. I don't feel that I accomplish with people that I care about or love.
When did it become your job to make people happy?
Because that was how I would grade myself if I'm a good, if I'm a good person or not.
Oh, there's a grading system. Cool.
Yeah.
What's the fear, sweetheart?
Not being enough.
Not being enough. Okay. Where did it come from?
Family.
Family. Who specifically?
My father.
And what did your father tell you?
You work hard and good things come. And there was a bar.
Mm-hmm. And how did you know when you met it?
Because I had the career that was supposed to be met.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be an architect, and then, okay, I got that. But you met his bar, but you weren't happy.
Because it was, I never, I didn't get the next step. I didn't, so personally I could never be happy because I didn't meet
His bar.
my bar in the same.
No, his.
His.
Whose?
His.
So somebody else set an expectation for you, lesson, The belief is that you have to hit this bar, and that if you hit this bar, you'll have achieved success, and then you could be happy.
Right. And it was disappointing when that happiness didn't come.
But you met the first bar,
Yes.
and you still weren't happy.
Not as late as I thought I was going to be, no.
Okay. And you still keep trying to strive for something that's not attainable.
Yes.
Interesting. So now, what do we need to break through, and what meaning do we have to give this?
I don't know.
Okay. And if you did know?
I'd like to create new meanings.
Okay, give us some new meanings for it.
I don't know. Just be able to create my own happiness.
Okay, can you stand up for a second? Okay. You can put that down. I asked you before if you knew what it was like to be happy, and you really didn't. Right? Because you can't make yourself happy.
Right.
Okay. So who do you know who's happy?
You. A lot of women in this room.
Okay. So stand the way you feel you would stand if you were happy. I want you to breathe the way you would breathe if you were happy. Look at the difference in the breath. It's almost like nothing's ever gone in there. It's like you stop breathing. You can breathe again. How would you feel if you were happy?
Very light.
Very light? Would it look like anything? Would your body move in a certain way if you felt?
Probably floating. Yeah, it would be quite nice.
How? Show me.
Might be a lot more relaxed.
Okay.
A little easier.
Awesome. Awesome. Very nice. What else would happy feel like?
Just effortless and
Mm-hmm.
like Tahita said, just more peace and just very light, and be able to, have more positive energy with other people.
Mm-hmm. And what would happen if you had more positive energy with other people?
It would be happiness.
That would be happiness.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So what would you have to do to be able to do that?
That's the question. I don't know what that tool is.
You just told us.
To make myself happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To stand the way you'd stand, to breathe the way you'd breathe, to feel the way you'd feel, to show up that way.
Okay.
And being present in that person, not worried about everybody else, you being you is enough. Just you being you is enough.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So then once you understand what it is, how else can you break the pattern when you go back to that other version? What's her name, by the way, the woman that's standing here now?
Nicole.
Her name is Nicole. Okay. So what does Nicole believe?
That I'm a loving person that can create my own happiness. God bless you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What else does she believe?
That I made an amazing decision to come this weekend and to be a part of the program. Because it does. It's just a wonderful environment to grow. So thank you.
My pleasure. What else does she believe?
That growth is how I'm going to get there. That I can do this. I will do this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we uncover the patterns. When does, no, go stand up, girl. Uncovering the behaviors. When does it show up where Nicole, what happens where Nicole doesn't show up? Because we want to recognize where are these patterns where you don't show up and somebody else shows up who thinks she has to please everybody and she'll never be happy because she can't meet everybody's expectations of her. You see what I'm saying? So what are the patterns or behaviors that show up that Nicole has to step in? We need to recognize when it happens. So where does it happen that we need to change that pattern?
When I walk out my front door, whether it's to greet a client, whether it's to go to event, activities for my children.
Okay. So what can you do to make sure when you go out that Nicole shows up, and who's the other person? It's not Gertrude, is it? It is? I thought we sent her away.
Yeah, Gertie came back.
Okay, so what do we need to do with Gertrude?
She needs to stay away.
Yeah?
We need to squash her.
Okay, can I borrow this? Can you take your hands and can you put like Gertrude in one of them? Which one is she? Okay, how big is she? Can you hold this for me? How big is she?
She's very big.
Can you like show us how big she is? She's all the way up there, really? Okay, okay. And does she look like you, or is she another version of you, or?
She looks just like me.
She just looks like you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know there's great things about her that served you at one time, right? But there are things, and those things you can hold on to if you want, but only the stuff that you don't like, I want you to put in that hand right now. Okay? Okay. Okay. And what I'd like you to do is put your hand where it was a moment ago, and only when you're ready, only when you're really ready that you no longer want to hold on to her, when you decide this is it, I don't need her anymore, I can just go out, be me, be happy, not have to worry about what everybody else thinks. You do it as slowly or as quickly as you want, but I want you to squash her. No, really squash her. And hold on to that for a second, okay? So what is the, thank you, sweetheart. So now, we don't have to hold on to her. We can stop waiting for perfection, but here's the piece. She served a purpose at one time, but she's just not serving a purpose anymore.
No.
Okay. And what are you grateful for?
Grateful for my husband and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Very grateful.
Mm-hmm. Did they look for this perfect woman to come into their life, or were they just happy just because you're you?
They're just happy because I'm me, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Okay. So you didn't have to make them happy?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the only person you're responsible for making happy is who?
Me.
How much lighter do you feel?
That was very easy to say.
Awesome. Let's give it up for Nicole. 1, 2, 3. You're fab, Nicole.